Hey, what's going on, my friend? Welcome back. Now we're going to discuss closing the deal. So excellent. You did a great job so far. You got a property under contract. You raised the capital and the whole 9 yards. You move forward with the financial due diligence, the physical due diligence. You had your LOI, all that good stuff. You did it all in sequential order. Even though I didn't describe it in sequential order, but you get what I'm saying. You did everything you need to do. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty of closing the deal. So you close, like I mentioned before, you close on the first week of the month for rent prorations and for security deposit credits, because that will reduce your down payment amount. You want your repair allowances to be as high as possible. You also want to use rent prorations, so you want to close within the 1st and the 5th of the month. If you have to close later, that's fine, but just keep in mind it's less of a credit you'll receive at closing for rent. Okay, because the seller will get a portion of that because he owned the property or sometime during that month. And the security deposit credits. Okay, and security deposit credit should be equal somewhat to the rent. So if your monthly rent for a 9-unit is $9,000, then you should get a security deposit virtually for $9,000. It could be a tad bit less because they probably did rent increases. They might have got a $7,000 deposit in total, and they have $9,000 now because they did rent increases. Then that's understandable. But notify the mortgage lender for the repair allowance credit, as I mentioned in an addendum. You send it to the mortgage lender as well as to the closing attorney, and have the lender provide you with an anticipated closing date with wiring instructions. So I met a guy at a networking event, and he asked me this question: "Hey, Juan Pablo, I have a partner that wants to invest with me, but now he doesn't want to invest with me." Okay, so what happened during the middle? He chose to invest with me, and then he didn't decide not to. He said, "Oh, the reason being is because when it came to the point about the money, he had reservations." "What do you mean by the money? Please clarify. Please expound upon that, my brother." And he said, "Okay, well," I told him, you have to send me the money, and then once you send me the money, then we can move forward later with closing. I said, "Hold on. So before you even found the deal, you asked this guy to send you money?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Bro, that's a no, 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 no." With my partners that I've done in the past, I've done several partnerships. The very recent one was November 2017. I didn't ask my partners to send me no money for down payment or closing costs. Only time I asked them to send me money is after we had the property under contract, and I incurred all the soft costs and had receipts to prove it for incorporating the entity, because they spoke with the attorney to get that verified. The property inspection, I showed them the property inspection invoice, and me satisfying it, by the way. The appraisal, me sending out a check to the appraisal company and sending them a copy of that check. And traveling expenses, I will itemize: this is how much I spent at the hotel, this is how much I spent for gas, the car rental, my airline tickets, if I had to book a flight as well, tolls, the whole 9 yards. So they were able to verify every single dollar I spent. And then I said, "Hey, you have to pay me a portion of those costs, because I'm going to pay a portion myself since I'm a partner, but you guys have to pay it." So it was 3 of us. The other 2 had to pay 2/3 of it. That's the only time I accepted money. But in regard to closing, to cover closing costs as well as for estimated closing costs as well as for the down payment, I had them either wire the money to the closing table, or if they were coming to closing, they had to bring a certified check. But typically, I had them wire it. So I always try to get the wiring instructions. You normally receive this from the closing attorney. You get that from them, and you want to wire to it in advance. So if closing is on a Monday, you want to wire that money by Wednesday or Thursday and make sure they get it. Because I had a situation with one of my partners. He lived in the state of New Jersey, and based upon the banking laws in New Jersey, who would have known, for wire transfers, it doesn't hit the bank account the same day. They have to wait at least 1 business day for it to process. And I'm in Georgia. So in Georgia, it's the same day. I wired the money through my bank, Chase Bank. The closing company verified, yes, we received the funds immediately, same day. But in New Jersey, my friend did the same thing. He sent me proof, but my partner had to wait until the next business day. So it was kind of hard trying to close to really push it. So you want to make sure you wire the closing funds in advance prior to closing to make sure they receive the cash on hand. Don't wait until closing to bring a certified check. You can, but you risk something going wrong. Just wire it in advance, okay? But you have to get the HUD in order to do that. So once you get the HUD and you look it over, Then make sure there's nothing wrong with it. Make sure the repair allowance credit is there, the rent prorations is there. You also want to make sure the security deposit credit is there. And if you pay for the appraisal out of pocket, make sure that's not on the HUD, because sometimes they do that. Like, hey, why is the appraisal cost here? I already paid for this. So you want to look it over, and then once it's good to go, send the wire prior to closing, at least 2 to 3 business days prior to closing. Have your partners wire the money directly to the closing attorney, so no money touches your hands. So you don't have to run into that problem.